Hello. Do drop me a thumbs up when you get here and leave me a comment. Okay. Hopefully we'll be joined by a few people soon. Hi Maxine. Hi Moira. Thank you for joining me. I thought I'd... Hi Bev. Thought I'd put my journal page from the blog there. You'll have to excuse my table. It's messy, but it's not as messy as it has been. I did tidy it up a bit. I think it's unlikely that there'll be a crafter lunch, which is good. Have we all been enjoying the sunshine? Actually, I've seen a few people comment that they didn't have sunshine today. We had lovely sunshine. Hi, Lynn. Yeah, so much so that I've been out for a long walk. Excuse the wobble. Yes. Oh. Right, so what shall we do today then? I'm going to use some ink. Oh, before I move on to anything else, I just want to show you. I don't know if you can see that sparkle. I sprayed some distress spritz through. Hi Kim. Through the Fern Flourish inkable, and it's very subtle, but I don't know if you can see that sparkle on there. I'm going to carry on tilting it just whilst it catches up on the thing, and you might just catch a glimpse of the sparkle. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, very subtle, but I liked that. So I thought, oh lovely, I'm glad you've had a nice beautiful day as well, Moira. I thought I'd do a card today because I've done quite a lot of journal pages recently, so I thought I'd do a card today. That is this week's Bee Crafty palette, and whilst we're here, I will remind you that our challenge comes to an end on Thursday, tomorrow night. I haven't seen how many entries we've got, but last time I looked, I think there was 9, and we need 10 to generate a prize. So I'm hoping somebody's entered today whilst I've been out enjoying the sunshine. We will have to see. If not, why not craft along tonight and use some zingy colours and some spring images, and just while I'm crafting, you craft too. Okay. That too had a splatter of the distress spritz. I don't know if you can see that orange on there. Rather lovely. That was the spiced marmalade one. Okay, so I'm going to put that out of the way, and I'm going to bring in, I've just cut a piece of card that will fit on the front of a 6x6 card, and I'm going to use some dinkables, I think, tonight. So let's have a look. This is set 11 that I've got here. I didn't failed to look at the website to see what was on there, but I think most of them are around. Is that, I'm not sure that one is set 11, and I've not written a number on that one because it's not got an area where I can. I like that one, it's very jolly. I also like this one. Oh, spoilt for choice. Oh, that one. That one, I think. I'm going to go for that one, which is set 11. It says on the corner, look. And I've mixed that one in now that I don't know if it is set 11, so I'll mix that one back out again. Right. I might use more than one. I might use several. So I think I'm going to use this week's Bee Crafty palette. So I've got Broken China, Villainous Potion, Twisted Citron and Rustic Wilderness. Okay. And you're going to have to bear with me because the table will wobble. Because I'm going to do some ink blending with some sponges. Okay. So I've got a green one. Light green one. Hi Caroline. I think that one's my Broken China, and I need a purple one. Oh, that's a purple one. Okay. So I'm going to blend some ink on the background first. And I think I'm going to go for the paler colours again. So I've got Twisted Citron and Broken China. I'll just pop Villainous Potion and Rustic Wilderness to one side for a moment. And I think I'm going to do like concentric circles this time around. So a bit of Twisted Citron in the middle. And then some Broken China around that. I think I picked up a few crumbs of sponge. My sponges are not as young as they used to be. A bit like me, really. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with the Twisted Citron again. When we're working with different palettes, what do people tend to do with their inks? Do you lay down ink first, or do you just choose some of them to, or do you go straight onto white with the colours, or do you smoosh? What's your go-to techniques? Be interested to know, because mine's generally either smooshing or doing something like this. Absolutely, Bev. These are, I think this has got to be my most favourite palette yet, because it's just beautiful. I love it. They go so well together. Right. Time for this ink ball now. So I'm going to use a brush this time and put those two to one side. I'm going to go in with a Rustic Wilderness. I'll try and get that corner in the corner sort of thing. I like that. Right, let's do this corner as well. Nice. Right, I'm going to swap my inkable now for a different one. I'm going to stick with set 11 and I'm going to go for a bit of this one and the Villainous Potion. So you lovely 11 people who are watching, I'm going to share a little secret with you now. Right, the challenge, the next challenge goes live in the Bee Crafty group on Friday, and it's going to be, as I'm using one now, to use inkables. So there you go, you've got a head start because you've tuned into my live. You've got a head start on what the theme is for next month, so you can start thinking about it already. But obviously the album won't be up there until Friday. Friday is the 1st, isn't it? I smoosh a lot, Caroline. That, yeah, but I also like laying down some colour and then using inkables over the top. I do. I mean, that's just, it's lovely, isn't it? I might just put a little bit more in the middle there. Just a bit on that side. Nice. I'm happy with that. Right, so I've got out my Dandy Daisy stamps because I've got to say these are very popular. Whenever somebody comes and looks through my box of cards, it's the Dandy Daisy is a popular one that they tend to select. And I thought I don't know. I think I'm certainly going to have a Dandy Daisy on it. I think what I'm going to do, because this is one of the ones that isn't, it's if you've got lots of time, it's fine, you know, you can cut it out, and but it's also a nice one to stamp directly onto and then just directly onto your background, and then do so you know where you're putting it, and then cut out the leaves and the flower separately. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have it like a third of the way in. Can you see that? All right, let me move it that way a bit. That's better. So I've turned it round so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the flower again, and I think probably the leaves again, and cut them out and stick them on. I'll see what it's like when I've done the flower actually. And I'll also do a bit of stamping around the edge. I think maybe with that set, maybe with a different set. I'll have a think about it. Another possibility is to have a big flower and a smaller flower on there. Don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Right, while I think about it, I'm going to pop that to one side. And here's a scrap of card that I found earlier. And will it fit? Just about. Okay, that does not quite fit on there, but that's okay. Right. So I'm going to colour this in now. And my feeling is I want it, I think I'm going to go with purple. I think I'm going to go with purple for the flower. So I shall cut that off. And I know I can cut out that leaf. What I'll do is I'll turn that over and stamp the other leaf on there, so I've got both leaves if I need to. So this is the boring bit where you talk amongst yourselves whilst I cut out this flower. Oop, I've gone quiet again, haven't I? Oh, thanks for doing the links, Bev. I do love the Dandy Daisy. I was just looking through some of the cards I've made with it, and well, some photos of cards I've made with it, and I don't think I've ever made anything I haven't really loved. It's one of those stamps that it's just beautiful. Okay, so there's my flower. See, even just putting that on there, is that the right? Yeah. In white. Looks good, doesn't it? But yeah, I want to add some colour. So I'll use my Ecoline markers. So this is light yellow. So I'll just go over the middle with light yellow. There we go. And then that one's called Blue Violet. I think that's the most purpley of the two purples. That one is Ultramarine Violet. So we'll have a look at both of those and decide which one's best. But I also want my deep yellow, which is that one, to add a little bit extra to those of the flower. Okay. I think I'm just going to do like a crescent. So it looks like half of it's in shade and half of it's, maybe go a little bit extra around that edge. There we go. funny, isn't it? What you remember from school. Right, so that one is the blue violet, and this one is the ultramarine, and I think we want the blue violet because that is definitely a little bit more the colour that I'm looking for. Or I could use the villainous potion. What do we think? I might just use, because I've used it on the background, I think I might just use the villainous potion. Let's have a look. Here's my mat. So I'll put some on there. And then I'll paint it. So I'll just grab a paintbrush. I've got these paintbrushes, and they've got quite a short stem on them, and it's a bit annoying because I lose them in the pot amongst the taller paintbrushes. I suppose it's a bit like, you know, people trying to find me in a crowded show or something. Right. Because it looked so fab in white, I'm going to use lots of water with this. Just spread the colour. So it's going to be quite pale. I'll tell you what else would have looked good, and I didn't even think about it at the time, it would be to have stamped it on book page and then just perhaps coloured the centre. Yeah, then absolutely. What I could probably do with Caroline is some paintbrushes with glow in the dark handles so that I can find them. Especially when I drop things on the floor, under the table, you know. Shall we see what that looks like? So let's move this out of the way. I'm liking that. So, quick vote. Do we think I should colour the leaves and the stem on the background, or do you think I should cut them out separately and stick them on? I don't think I cut the stem out separately, but I could just colour straight onto the card. What do we think? I've got, let's see what we've got here. I've got spring green, and I've got, that one's grass green. My dad used to have a, oh, Maxine thinks leave it. Okay. What? Colour onto the background. Tell you what. Let me just check which one of these is the palest one. And we'll do a little bit. So that one, that's that one, which is really very pale. That one's a little bit darker. So if I go over it with this really pale one and see what it looks like. I think that's going to be enough, isn't it? Yeah, my dad used to have a key ring that when you whistled, it bleeped. Long time ago in the 80s that was. And he kept forgetting his keys and his glasses. I had to post his glasses back from Reading to Nottingham once, because he'd left them behind. So absolutely, Caroline, you can try it one way, and if you don't like it, you can do it the other way. Absolutely. Right, I'm going to give this flower a quick blast with the heat tool just to dry it off. Yeah, we always said he needed a pair of glasses that you could whistle and know where they were. But I could use that with paintbrushes. There we go. Right, and I'm just going to, because it's curled up a little bit, I'll just curve those petals back a little bit. And then we'll have some tape, I think. So 3D foam tape in the middle. And then we need to get it stuck on. Is that the right one? No, that's that one, isn't it? There we go. It's that way around. There we go. So, paintbrushes that tidy themselves away. Now that's another good idea. Yeah. Ones that actually spoke to you when you hadn't cleaned it, so you don't find it like 2 days later with something on it that's gone solid. I'm not really that much. I'm not really that much of a craft table tramp, honest. Not most of the time, anyway. Right. So I'm going to put some stamping on this background now. And I think, although I love the other stamps on there, I'm going to use a different set because I want something a little bit less. No, something that's more abstract. Oh, look. Here on my table, I've got Journaling Essentials 9. So I think I'm going to use this because some of these are just fab for just dotting about here and there. And I'm going to use the same colours. Where's my purple? There it is. So I'm still using the same colours, which is just a quick reminder. We've got Villainous Potion, Rustic Wilderness, Broken China, and Twisted Citron. So I don't know if the Twisted Citron is going to show up particularly, thinking about it, because that's the palest colour that's on there. It's in a lot of the background, so I'm not too worried about that one. But I think I will do some stamping in these three. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this leafy one because I want to put a little bit of something there and a little bit of something there. So I think that would work quite nicely. Okay, so sticking that to my Super Skinny Slim, and I'm going to use the Rustic Wilderness for these because they're leaves, and a lot of leaves are green. although we were saying today out on the walk that it's amazing how many shades of green there are on the trees at the minute, because, you know, all the trees are starting to come into leaf and it's just magical. I love it. I took loads of photographs. Oh, we saw a hummingbird hawk moth. They're just amazing. They're so fast. I think out of the half a dozen pictures that I took, I think one of them was in focus, but it was so fast. yeah, the TV remote goes missing regularly. Trying to think what else does. Oh, this morning I was rubbish. I couldn't even find my fleece jacket, and I didn't need it anyway, but I took it with me anyway just in case, because I was going into Derbyshire and it can be a bit cold. Right, so I'm going for these little polo things here. Little, they're not polos, little rings. Don't know what you call them. Other mints with holes in would do. I'm just gonna pop some stamping around here and there. It's quite interesting to see which colours show up best on which bits of background as well. So that was the broken china. Then I'll have, gonna go for the that bit of sort of I don't know what you call it. Grid, and we'll have some of that. A couple in that corner, and a couple in this corner as well. I think the internet seems to be behaving itself a bit better today. I'm getting plenty of comments, and I think it's actually behaving itself, which is something. I want to do some of these big spots. What colour shall I go for these? Shall I do the purple again? Let's have a look. Oh yeah. A little bit in that corner. Right, what we got left? These spots, which I think I'm going to do in the, where's it gone? Where have I put it? Oh, it's under here. Rustic Wilderness. Okay. I think that's probably enough, isn't it? What I might do is actually go round the edge. I'm going to go for the Villainous Potion and blend a bit of ink around the very edge. She says, I'm sure I got a purple sponge out. Let's probably rolled onto the floor. Okay, I won't use villainous potion, I'll use rustic wilderness. Hatching, yeah, that's a good name for it, isn't it? Okay. So what we need now is a sentiment. So what do we think? Shall I go for ticker tape or something else? Or a stickers. What we got into the stickers? Stickers. Let's have a look. Shall we have What's Up, Buttercup? Or no regrets if you tried your hardest? What do we think? Give me some suggestions. I don't know what to pop on there. What do we think? I feel like it needs a bit of white pen as well. While you come up with the suggestion, I'm just going to add a little bit of white pen. Okay. Let me just... I might actually know. I'm going to use one of the newer ones, slightly newer ones, because I know what I'm like. Good things take time, so start the clock. Thanks, Caroline. I will select that one in a minute. Oh, Lynn thinks all you need is imagination. That's what I love about the wordy stickers, because they all, you know, there's plenty that will go on this sort of card. That's great. Or journal page, because all of these techniques would also work in your journal. No problem at all. Okay. Just wondering if I can get it to do some splatters. Oh, very little ones. There we go. Right. Right, this is a point where I go and mess it up because I haven't put it straight. Is that straight? Does that look straight to you? I think that's about there. See, what I should have done was put it at a jointy angle, and then it wouldn't matter whether it's straight or not. Okay. Now one last little bit. And this one up here. And there we go. So I'll get that stuck. I don't think I've got a handy, oh, what's that? Handy 6x6 card. I have. Ooh. I might, it doesn't, am I cutting of that background wasn't as accurate as I thought it was. Might fit better that way on. I think I will have to trim a little bit off one side and then just sponge a bit more ink round again, but I will sort that after you finish watching. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't caught up with Bev's live from last night, did you do one last night, Bev? I think you did, didn't you? Then do that. There's lots to see on YouTube. If you haven't got your entry into the challenge yet, get it done because you've only got tomorrow. Yeah, look out for the new challenge album on Friday. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.